times years ago, some would associate me with the devil. Not because I practice witchcraft or anything like that. I'm simply left-handed. It was thought that the devil was left-handed, and anyone who was left-handed was doing Satan's work. In Latin, the word sinister means left. And over time, sinister in English came to mean evil or bad. Because of that, people began to assume the word right, or dexter in Latin, means the opposite, as in acceptable or good. Have you ever seen a cartoon where a character is making a decision, and an angel and a devil suddenly pop up on their shoulders competing to give advice? Did you notice the devil is always on the left shoulder giving the bad advice? Well, that is intentional. Thankfully, we aren't in medieval times anymore, but lefties everywhere still face unique challenges. For example, doorknobs open to the right. Knives, the first utensil invented, are placed on the right side of the table to accommodate to the 90% of the world that is right-handed. And here's an example from my everyday life in the classroom. Our teacher was giving us instructions to cut and glue a piece of paper into our notebooks. The student next to me was cutting perfectly straight lines. She was talking and smiling while barely paying attention to her task. Meanwhile, I'm desperately trying to keep up because my cutting is very wobbly. In most classrooms, teachers only provide right-handed scissors. I really struggle with those because it either forces me to cut with my dominant hand, which simply doesn't work, or use my non-dominant hand, which makes it sloppy. So while the student next to me is cutting perfectly straight lines, I'm trying to figure out how to piece my work back together. It doesn't end there. Because we write from left to right in English, left-handed writers often drag their hand across freshly written pencil marks, causing smudging. This also leaves marks inside of my hand. As a result, left-handed students are often put at a disadvantage in cooperative learning environments. They have fewer opportunities to succeed at certain tasks and a lot more to smudge. However, this isn't just about cutting or smudging my paper. It's about my brain learning to solve problems that my classmates didn't even know existed. Being left-handed isn't unacceptable, despite what people used to think. It's actually early training to be adaptable, flexible, and to handle challenges. Scientists call this cooperative evolution, which is the idea that living things survive and grow by working together rather than fighting against the environment. For the 10% of us who are lefties, we practice cooperative evolution by learning to adapt. Because of these challenges, I learned I need to cut slower or switch my dominant hand. But that's okay. This helps lefties learn early on that the world just isn't made for them. But there's an unexpected benefit. This reality naturally teaches lefties to be flexible, and that even though some tasks take us longer, it doesn't make them impossible. It builds resilience. Leonardo da Vinci was left-handed, but he also did something very interesting. He wrote entirely backwards, using mirror writing like this. Can you read it? A widely accepted theory was that writing backwards stopped the pencil from smudging lead on Da Vinci's hand, clearly showing his adaptability and creativity in problem solving. Another theory is that it made it more challenging for people to steal his ideas or notes, a brilliant way to turn your problem into an advantage. Now that I've explained how left-handed people have to naturally learn to adapt and cooperate with their environment, did you know being left-handed can also be an advantage in some situations? It can be an advantage in competitive evolution, which the Oxford Dictionary defines as the process of evolution driven by competition among living organisms. Being a lefty can surprise opponents, giving them an edge. I play tennis, and I'm always told I have an advantage on the court. It happens in other sports too. For example, imagine you're playing baseball. The pitcher throws you a ball, you hit it. The pitcher more often practices with righties. According to the Society of American Baseball Research, when you step up to bat as a left-handed hitter, you have an advantage called the platoon effect. This happens when right-handed pitchers, who are the majority, throw baseballs to left-handed batters. The angles are reversed for the pitcher, and the timing is off. This gives the hitter the upper hand. Being left-handed is not bad or wrong. Growing up having to use right-handed scissors in a right-handed world taught me more than how to cut paper. It taught me how to adapt, stay flexible, and face problems that come my way. Being left-handed taught me you will inevitably face challenges, but you're better than before because of it. You're stronger, smarter, and more resilient. This lesson isn't just for lefties. It's for anyone who has ever felt different. Your disadvantage has the potential to become your advantage. You're not falling behind or too slow. you're becoming the most adaptable person in the room. Having a challenge isn't a problem to be fixed. It's a strength waiting to grow. Thank you.